All right, guys, we're gonna do another fun one, and I say another because I feel like all these are fun. Right? I don't know. Hopefully, you guys are having fun. We're having a blast. We love doing. We're gonna keep doing them because we're having so much fun doing these. But anyway, so we're gonna break down some of the biggest nutrition and fitness myths that still exist. A lot of times, we think about this like surely no one's actually believes this, but hey, you know what? They're still out there though. Even though most of these have been disproven for years, they're still out there. So and a lot of times this is what keeps people stuck. All right. It creates confusion. It makes nutrition just feel really hard, way harder than it actually should be. And it distracts people from what the things that actually matter. So we're going to go through some of the big ones, explain like where they came from, what's actually true, and what you should focus on instead.
Yeah, I feel like this is one of those series that we do that's just gonna be never ending. I think this is our 3rd round of doing fitness. I think it's just gonna be there's ongoing. There's always gonna be new ones that come up, so this is round 3 of it, and stay tuned for future ones.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's a laundry list of myths that we can debunk. So
Yeah.
we'll have more coming out.
Yeah, before we do though, I wanna do a client spotlight. I always wanna do this every podcast, and then sometimes we just get so wrapped into it that we forget. But wanna highlight Brent. Brent, you are the freaking man. He came to us dealing with a lot, especially dealing with gut issues, and that can be so confusing and concerning and frustrating, especially when you're doing a lot of the right things and your body's just not responding because of your gut health. So he was just dealing with constant bloating and gut issues and joint pain that was limiting his training, poor sleep and low energy and working. He was working a lot. He had 2 jobs and was volunteering for stuff. And so he's like doing 60+ hour weeks and just overall was feeling really confused with what he should even be doing. And then on top of that, he wanted results without having to completely give up his lifestyle. He wanted to still be able to enjoy food and have flexibility and not feel restricted, which is, life. Like that's how that should be. But a lot of people think that fitness or just with their past experiences and the things they have tried it becomes restrictive. It becomes an added stressor. And so that's where a lot of people feel stuck. And that's kind of where he was. But what's cool with Brennan is we didn't have to do anything extreme like that. We just focused on building the right structure, healing his gut, improving digestion, getting nutrition dialed in, and just making things sustainable with his schedule. And so now he's down over 35 pounds. I've been posting about him last couple weeks. Like his transformation is insane. Looks like a completely new man. His gut issues, that was the biggest thing. Is like within the first couple months, his gut issues were completely turned around and reversed. Pain is way down, energy and sleep, everything has improved. But I think the biggest thing too is just like his consistency. He's gone through a lot of ups and downs and tough periods and injuries and setbacks and long hours, and he still shows up so consistently and puts in the work every day. And it's just been amazing to see his transformation physically, like absolutely mind blowing, but also just like mentally, emotionally, everything. So we're so freaking proud of you, Brent. You have just been the absolute definition of hardworking and consistent, and it's paid off immensely. So yeah, just know you're inspiring a lot of people in the community and just in general. So we're super proud of you.
Oh, what a superstar. I mean, I feel like this is a laundry list of wins here, Boom, boom, boom. So yeah, Brent, that's awesome, man. Way to go.
Yeah, and another quick random topic that kind of reminds me of is navigating injuries because like that's something that he was dealing with pain, and a lot of clients come to us dealing with some sort of pain, or even just in general, it's like they're dealing with past injuries, or people in general. Like I've talked to so many people just on social media who get injuries and then they literally put everything on hold. They're like, oh yeah, like once I rehab from this, then I'll work on my health goals. And I I got really fired up about this. I made a video on it this week, but it was like training is probably like 5% of the results, especially when your goal is fat loss. Like just because you have an injury does not mean that progress needs to slow in the slightest. And I really want to hammer this home because so many people don't realize that. And then they get some sort of injury and then everything else needs to go on pause. Like, no, one, there's likely a lot of other movements that you can still do in the gym if you're cleared for it, if it makes sense. So usually it's like we can still work around and still do workouts that are going to be efficient and effective. So like doesn't even need to impact you. But even if you can't for whatever reason, nutrition, sleep, recovery, like there are so many other areas that are going to move the needle 95% of the way there. And so you just need to focus on those and you will see amazing results. Something that's come up and like I've seen a lot of stuff, just want to remind people like you don't need to use that as an excuse to completely put a pause on your progress or results or anything. Like, if anything, just use it as fuel to go even more into those areas that maybe you weren't focusing as much on before.
Yeah, there are a lot of levers to pull in your health journey, and I get it. I mean, I've been hurt before. I mean, I've hurt my back really, really bad, and it sucks. Like you it really puts a damper on your mood and your energy, and I get that, but there is so much more you can do. And side note, that's also why we also recommend getting as strong as you can, when you are healthy, and as young as you can, getting started younger, because, the more experience you have, the less, when you are healthy again, the less it's gonna take to get everything back. And so sometimes it's just a matter of a couple weeks, your strength is right back to where you are, and nothing really changes. So, like you said, you have the sleep, you have nutrition, you have stress, you have all these other things that you could be working on. And I mean, I've pulled it back to where I could barely walk. I still went to the gym because there's things I figured out I could still do. And even if I just went there and just did a couple things, it still was another vote for that identity that, hey, Lawrence is the guy that just shows up no matter what. And the reason I say it is because if you stop doing that, all of a sudden, the longer you wait or the longer you're not getting back into the gym, is, again, more votes for this is someone who doesn't go to the gym, who doesn't prioritize their health. And it's so hard to get back into things after you've taken a long time off. So, even if it's just to walk in there, say hi to your buddies, and just do a few things that you can do, it's totally worth it.
Mhm. Yeah, and like you said, it is really tough mentally, like, I want to acknowledge, like, going through that, it really it's tough physically, of course, going through the rehab or whatever you have to do, but mentally, it really messes you, especially if you were seeing momentum or if you are really active, but using that as an excuse just to let everything else go by the wayside, that's only making it worse, that's digging yourself into the hole deeper and making recovery that much harder and results that much harder.
Yeah, it really is. And a lot of times the pain that we experience will go away eventually on its own if we just give it a little bit of rest and just focus on and be active. I've seen a lot of research that shows that whether you broke an arm or something's very painful, just being active increases, or I should say, decreases the amount of time that it takes to heal. And so you're able to heal much more quickly if you're active while your body is trying to heal on its own.
Yeah, I feel like we could have done a whole episode on this, I have a lot more thoughts, but I'll put that on pause, we can talk about that another time.
Yeah, notes. We'll put it in our little notes. We'll come back and we'll do another episode on
Gotta go
this.
on a rampage of injuries. But myths, let's get into that. First one, this is the one that I was tweeting about this. I think it was
You
like
get
last
fired
month.
up about this one. I think this one like hits you to the core.
People got so heated about it. I don't know why, but it's brown rice is healthier than white rice. That's the myth. This one hasn't been around so long. People act like white rice is terrible and brown rice is automatically the healthy option. And honestly, I don't see much reason why most people force themselves to eat brown rice. I see actually no reason why. Nutritionally, they're pretty much the same. I think brown rice keeps the outer bran, and so maybe has slightly more fibers, slightly more micronutrients, but it's like microscopic difference overall. Um, and then when you zoom out overall, like the taste is just not there. And I think white rice tends to digest a lot better for people in general, which is super important. So I don't know, like people think it's healthier, and I feel like they make themselves suffer through eating brown rice when in reality it's like white rice is good. Just go for it.
I know, it does taste a lot better, and I feel like, at least when because I think we all went through this phase, right? Everyone's like, "Brown rice is way better for you, gotta get," and I feel like you'd start adding more stuff to the brown rice to make it taste a little bit better, and it's like, I mean, it's not worth it. Yeah, it's just not worth it. So, in terms of white rice, it's totally good. Go for it. Don't worry about the brown rice. Eat rice, and I think the bottom line here is a lot of times people obsess over like tiny little food swaps, right? That don't even really matter. They're like, oh, I'm only getting to the gym one time every couple weeks, but I'm eating brown rice instead of white rice. Right, it's like, okay, well, is that the big rock? Is that really what the big rock that we're looking here, right? And so, I mean, the leanest, healthiest populations eat white rice every day, all the time. So it's not white rice that's ruining your progress. And I think we get so caught up on those little tiny things, little tiny swaps, or little tiny things that like, oh, I can't have this or I can't have that, instead of the most important big anchor habits that you should really be focusing on.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I eat white rice every day, like, that's the staple in all my meals, freaking love it. digest really well. It's like ultimately find what works well for you. If for whatever reason brown rice works really well, you feel great, you love it, it digests well, cool, have that. It's like find what works well for your body. And like you said, stop worrying about all the micro details that are irrelevant. Cause we see this all the time with clients. People stress over the tiny details like that. Or just like other things is like, like what sort of diet should I do? Or machines versus free weights. Like it's like all this like dumb stuff that is irrelevant. It's like, are you getting 5 hours of sleep? Are you barely moving? Are you under eating your protein? Are you stressed out constantly? That's gonna be a lot more important than wondering if you should have brown rice or white rice.
Well, what the other thing I see that a lot in is potatoes versus like
Mm,
sweet potatoes.
yeah.
Of course, they have a little bit more of a nutritional makeup, but man, like if you're just like, I just don't love sweet potatoes, no problem. Baked potatoes are phenomenal. Go with those.
Yeah. And same even honestly with like organic versus non. Like, yes, obviously, like if you have the means, if it makes sense, organic is really better. But it's like people stress out, be like, oh, I can't eat organic because I don't. It's like like vegetables, like eat fruit, like doesn't really matter. That's not going to make the difference in your health. What really makes a difference is those main rocks that we're talking about. And most of the time, people are worrying about these small irrelevant details when they aren't doing those main things. So of course, you're going to be stuck.
Yep. All right, the next one. This is one that it really bothers me because I love it so much. Like when you hear someone say you should not be eating fruit, right? Fruit has sugar in it. You should not be eating fruit at all. It's not good for you. And man, it's not fruit. Is something you find in nature. And the cool thing about fruit is it's not just coming with sugar. It's coming with tons of fiber and tons of other things that make it such a great option for you. And it tastes so good without adding anything to it.
Yeah, this one I've like do not understand. Cannot wrap my head around where people got that from. I don't know who started that or where this started circulating, but it's crap. Because I feel like the people that say that are also the ones that are eating ultra processed, quote unquote, healthy snacks. But fruit is one of the healthiest things you can include in your diet. Like you said, it has fiber, has micronutrients, antioxidants, hydration, and fiber slows digestion down significantly compared to something like juice or candy. So, absolutely no one got fat or unhealthy because they ate too many blueberries. I think you're a testament to that.
I mean, blueberries, yeah, eat a bucket full of blueberries a day, man. It is whatever. Those things are the best. But yeah, and when you're talking about fruit, the fruits are phenomenal snacks, right? I mean, if you just ate whole foods all day long, like you said, you could eat as much fruit as if you need more fiber, fruit is a great thing. If you have low energy, fruit is great. If you just need more food choices that are really easy to grab on the go, fruit's great. I mean, almost all those things you can take with you anywhere. It doesn't need to be refrigerated. You carry around apples, bananas, those you can grab anywhere. Um, we've never really talked about this, but man, like if you were out on vacation or a work trip or something like that, and you're like, oh, I gotta grab some fast food. You could run into a grocery store, grab like a couple of yogurts and fruit. Bam, you have an amazing meal and you'd feel great. And it would cost like $4, $5.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, fruit's convenient, tastes good, it's filling, it's simple, and you get stacked up wins right there.
Yeah, and for people that are like, "Oh, I have a sweet tooth, I need a sweet treat." Fruit! It's so
Oh,
good.
and then the more fruit you eat and the less processed food, it ends up tasting way sweeter.
Mhm. 100%. Next one, next myth is fat is bad for you. I think this one has caused a lot of damage for a long time. Everyone went through that whole low fat season. I feel like it was more than a season. It was just like a whole
It was a
whole
long time,
generation.
yeah.
And the thing is, usually when they remove fat, they usually add sugar and processed ingredients instead.
Yeah, I mean, I would go through that. I would look at something like, "Oh, it's got 0 grams of fat. Perfect." Never look at it that had like 30 grams of added
Right.
sugar. No fat. There we go. We're rocking and rolling. I even bought the fat-free cheese, which is like tastes weird. It doesn't really even melt. I'm like, "Hey guys, it's got 0 fat though, man. This is great." You know,
Yeah.
type of thing. And reality is, fat is essential, right? One of the biggest things is that your body, your hormones, you need fat for your hormones to function properly. Your brain needs fat. Nutrient absorption, it'll use it. Your body will use it for energy. So the problem isn't necessarily fat. One, obviously, if you're taking in too much of anything, it's not going to be a good thing. And if you have a lot of fat because of processed items, or the different types of trans fats, stuff like that, you're gonna have some issues. And like I said, there's overeating calories, poor lifestyle habits, hyper processed foods. That's where the problem is. But if you're eating healthy fats like avocado and extra virgin olive oil, nuts, eggs, you're controlling the calories with those, man, those are phenomenal for you.
Mhm. Yeah, especially for hormones. I feel like that's one that people underestimate. Like, it really does help, especially for women too, is making sure that we're getting enough fat to help support that.
Yeah, that's a great point. Women definitely need that. I was looking at our list, eggs. I think like the yolk is like a multivitamin, basically, like a real life multivitamin in nature. So yeah, eat that fat for sure.
Mhm. Yeah, a lot of our clients feel significantly better when we stop fearing fats and start building more balanced meals, especially when it comes to just their energy and satiety, hormones, better relationship with food. Especially like if you're someone who's gone through a lot of those years of crash dieting, like this can help. Like we want to have a balanced meal every time that you're going to eat. It's like we want to have carbs, fat, protein, like all the things.
All right, creatine. So I'm going back to my little story with my mom where it first came out and she was like, I don't know what this thing is. Like, I wouldn't take it. It's brand new. There's no research on it. Uh, but and still I feel like a lot of people, they're just not, they don't just have they don't have the knowledge on creatine. And so they hear it, they're like, "Is that a steroid? Is it dangerous? Like, we don't know what it is." But man, it's like one of the most researched products out there now, and every time I see something, I hear more benefits from it. It's one of the safest go-to supplements out there.
Hmm. Yeah, helps with muscle strength, power recovery, brain health. Yeah, and like you said, there's a lot of really interesting research around cognitive function and neurological health too. And there's a lot of myths even within creatine of like, oh, it causes kidney damage or bloating or all these things. Like it's like it's all crap. Like it's completely safe for long term use. It's honestly like probably like the supplement that we recommend to basically every single person. So yeah, if you aren't taking creatine, get on that.
Get on it. Yeah, it is. The creatine is a phenomenal supplement, so it's awesome.
Yeah, I've been, actually upping my dose too. Like, the standard recommended dose is 5 grams a day every day, but I know there's, like, a lot of studies that are coming out, people are doing, like, 10, 20 a day. I think I'm, like, up to probably, like, closer to 10 a day because 'cause I'll do my powder in the morning and, like, my gut health drink in the morning, and then I'll do gummies throughout the day, so I get a little bit of both, which is fun.
Yeah, and I would definitely if you've never taken before, I would definitely start off with 5, the only negative I've ever heard is some people have little digestive issues with it, but you can spread that out, like, you still get all the benefits, so even if just you're like, "I've taken 5 and it just really bothers me," you could break it down to, like, 1 gram and just spread it out throughout the day, but yeah, I've heard 20 up to 30 even, do a lot of benefits, so when I have the gummies, because I don't always buy gummies, when I have them, I probably twice as much because 'cause they're so good. I just start, eating like as a snack.
Yeah.
But I probably get about, 5 to 10 depending on the day is what I've been I definitely am trying to get closer to 10, 15 each day.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so if you guys are looking for a good creatine source, the one we use and trust is Legion. They came out with gummies too. That's where I get the gummies and really good flavors too. There's like a pink lemonade one. I'm trying there's like a blue raspberry or something that I'm gonna try next. But yeah, there's powder options, gummy options, whatever works. So I'll throw that link in the show notes or use code Mackenzie S to save you some money on that. But yeah, take your creatine, people.
Yeah, Legion has good creatine. I've had both. I like the flavor one, but I like the unflavored one because I'll add it into things, like, I'll put it in my creamy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really good. I mean, and we've talked about this before with just, with our team, like, how we take pills and things like that. And so one thing I've been doing is I'll have some creatine in the water and I mix it up. I feel like I have to do a couple swigs to really get it all. And so I was like, I'm just gonna dump it in my mouth and then take a drink of water on top of that.
Mm,
So that's what I've been doing. I'll just take a big scoop, dump it in my mouth, and then have a drink of water, and then I'll just
yeah.
mix it in my mouth. Then I get everything gets in my mouth. So it's yeah, again, it's kind of a crazy way of doing it, but it works. But yeah, definitely take your creatine.
No, the dry scoop, that's a like, people do that with their pre-workout, I saw.
Yeah, I've seen that too. I've seen that too. So, I used to think these guys are crazy, but now I'm like, "Yeah, that totally made sense."
Yeah, I had some, like, cortisol supplement that I had to take that was a powder, and it was, like, peanut butter flavor, so I was doing that. It was, like, a very small scoop, though, so it was easy, but, like, I could not imagine doing, like, a big ass, like, pre-workout scoop. I don't know, it seems like a lot and a lot of flavor at once. I could never do that.
Well, sometimes I don't know why I haven't poured my water yet, and so I'll take the scoop and I'm like, "Where's my water?" big scoop of, like, creatine, and I'm like, "Oh," I have to, like, jump in there real quick.
You can't open your mouth, otherwise they'll just
Yeah,
like
yeah, exactly. It's super dry in there, man. Okay, where's my water?
Yeah.
So I mean, I really think the big theme behind all these myths or any kind of myths is really that people focus on the really tiny details that don't really do much. Right? They ignore the basics. And the results always come from consistency in, movement, being active, consistency in sleep, consistency in getting your protein in there, stress management, just having those better overall habits and just establishing those anchor habits and sticking to those and not obsessing whether like white rice is better or than brown rice or fruit, has a little bit too much sugar in it.
Yeah. Kind of wrapping up on, like, nutrition doesn't need to be as complicated as people make it. I think a lot of people would make significantly more progress just by focusing on those main things. Focus on simple whole foods, getting enough protein, consistency, better habits, instead of obsessing over those tiny details and food myths like you were saying. And if you guys want help making high protein eating easier, we made a high protein recipe guide that with all the meals that we typically do and just meals that are actually realistic, easy to make and designed for busy people. So that way there's no complicated meal prep or weird ingredients and it tastes good. It's just easy to hit your goals. So I'll link that in the show notes as well. And if you enjoyed this episode, make sure you're subscribed. Send it to someone who still thinks eating white rice is unhealthy. And we'll catch you in the next one.